My name's Lee Coupland.
Okay, and how old are you?
Born 24th of the 9th, 74.
Alright, and how long have you been homeless for?
On and off for the last 6 years.
6 years, yeah? Okay, and if you don't mind, Lee, how did it happen? What's
Basically
your story?
through lack of support for people with housing and the people like the council. And then again, you do the wrongdoing, you might do a bit of shoplifting, get arrested, even for the weekend, and then when you come back, the place where you were staying is all boarded up, you can't get in there, so that just chucks you on the street. So then I'm looking for other people who are homeless to team up with them, and then we all end up huddling in doorways and basically shop fronts or derelict houses.
Where were you living before?
I did live in South Woodford before when I first had my flat.
Okay.
And yeah, I used to be a top bod back in the day. You know what I mean? Clubbing. I used to practically rule after clubs in London back in like say 1992, 96. Yeah, I'm old school. You know what I mean? Started raving 88, 89.
Yeah.
I was in the scene with the pills and all that. And money was like
You had a
as
lot
much
of
money as I could carry, mate.
Wow.
And that's how it was back then. Coming out, getting in my little XR2, tinted windows and that with my mates, my girlfriend. Yeah, and life was good.
So it's all changed only because you went to prison?
All because I went in prison.
Wow.
I've lost contact with my family because of the time I was in prison. They've got used to me not being there, even over Christmas and New Year.
Do they know you're homeless?
Yeah.
They know?
Yeah, she did. My mum come see me, that's the only one. My dad just keeps telling me to F off. You know what I mean? But the thing is, they all owe me money. I've done a work restoration, a builder by trade, bricklayer,
Okay.
I'm a banging carpenter, I can do carpentry with joints you can't even see, and yeah.
So what would you say, Lee, is the hardest part about being a rough sleeper, homeless?
There's not a place you can contact, which you can go there for real, who's got the power, who can take you in and go, right, this is your room now, you know, somewhere for you to stay. And therefore then the council and the DSS should pay that for you, and then that gives you a little nest egg, if you like, you know, that's the problem. And I'm sure they're not short of places for the council, surely, to put all these people on the street here. There's like, there's got to be at least 50 people marching around here who are homeless.
Okay.
And everyone's getting like a couple of pounds each, they're all chipping in. That's the good thing, that it's bringing people closer, but we ain't got no base.
So hold on, when you say all the homeless people are chipping in, what do you mean by that? What they chipping in
begging.
for? But chipping
Begging
in for what?
for drugs, and people whose problem was say cocaine are getting into heroin for the comfort side of it. Because obviously, like, yeah, there's a lot of drug dealers around, and thank God they're pretty understanding of the situation. You know that they're doing cheaper deals and all that, but obviously it's a chain thing. You know, you're feeding that habit. And at the same time, you're not dealing with reality. Like my reality now would be a spokesperson or a council member who's going to come on, literally by hand, take you somewhere. Right, this is where you're going to sleep now. We're going to claim the benefit for this room for you. You can collect your benefits here, help with the bank account for the stuff to get paid into. Just help to get that base sorted. You know what I mean? That's where we ain't got it. Through a day's worth of begging, by the end of the day they've got the money to feed the habit, but at the end of the night they're going to sleep back on the street, and it all starts again tomorrow because there's just not that contact. You know?
Do you think everyone that's homeless has got an addiction, or there's some people that just for other reasons?
Yeah, similar ways, yeah. It all boils down to drugs, but some people here ain't so bad with the drug. It's more the sleeping and the base factor. If they had a bed, somewhere warm to go, a lot of them won't even be on the street. They'll be sitting indoors, like. But even though I got a room 4 days ago with the help of my mum, I ain't got a telly in there, I ain't got a radio in there, so I'm sitting on the bed in just a box now. And so in that way that's no good, because it's nothing there to hold me in there, you know.
So this room that you're speaking of, where is it? Is it at your mum's house?
It's at the top of the market.
You said you've been homeless for 6 years. What's the one thing that you miss the most from your old life to what you are now?
My family.
Yeah? Who did you have in your family?
It's my brothers, my sisters, my mum and dad obviously, you know. Yeah, it's hard, brother, it's hard.
That's the one thing you miss the most?
Like one thing, if they had someone in like uniform, council member, we just walk around here and go, come on, like, even if it was like on a ticket thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, who's next? You know what I mean? and it'll clear it up and it'll change lives. You know, and that's where I'm looking at it.
So you definitely want to go back to your old lifestyle where you had,
Yeah,
you know,
like
a
4
roof over
days
your
ago,
head.
6 days ago, all I wanted was a TV to stay indoors. You know, and then now that chance is gone. I'm hoping for another chance when the banks and that open. I think, what's that? But tomorrow's Saturday, then it's shut again Sunday. So Monday really is going to be the day when it sort of starts doing it. And even myself, like, I've been in and out of rehabs and that, and what I've said now about the link to sorting people's lives out can be easily linked, and I hope that time comes.
Since you've been on the streets, what's the nicest thing someone has done for you?
Bring me food.
Yeah.
Put a £5 in my hand or £10. These new notes, and I'm just like, then that's me sorted really all day long. And it's just about talking with people and having a bit of conversation.
So can I say, you know, for us regular people, some conceptions that people have is that homeless people make a lot of money.
Yeah.
What would you say about that?
Not really. We make enough. All we make and all we're after is just enough to see our day through, and that'd be a meal and probably say £10-20 a day. So
you're back on zero the next day, basically.
Back on zero the next day again. Start again.
I asked you about what's the nicest thing someone has done for you. What's the most horrible thing someone's done to you?
Church was the best thing. I got pulled into a church, warm cup of tea, and coffee and things and food, toasted sandwiches. I love a bit of toast. And but then again, that's over at the end of that day. Come back tomorrow.
So what's the meanest thing someone has done to you while being on the streets?
Punch me in the teeth.
For what reason?
My arm's paralysed anyway because I had a motorbike crash.
Why did someone like physically?
I got robbed yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I had 2 mobile phones and I had about £100 yesterday. And this morning I ain't got nothing. Went to sleep last night, didn't lock the door, and then I wake up last night when it's dark. My money's gone, my mobile phones are gone. So one of them people I trusted, another person in the same situation, robbed me.
So what's the one thing that gets you through these rough times? What thing keeps you going?
Meeting the nice people on the street, it just give us that little bit of change at the minute, especially this COVID situation. Yeah. Like being ill, it's not good with no money. Even if it's just to get a donut and a cup of tea or a coffee or a free coffee stall or something for us.
Have you been ill while you've been on the streets?
Yeah, I've been well ill. 2 days ago I was very, very ill. Guys, and this is the nicest thing someone's done so far. That's nice. Thank you. At least it's meaningful to do something as well. And
you know, if you could go back to when everything was normal, what would you change? Like, is there anything you would change?
Not really. Just not getting arrested, not shoplifting, and I've stopped that now. I ain't shoplifting, not doing nothing. I'm just gonna hang around, hopefully meet guys like you, and that would be. And
is there any skills and talents that you have that you feel an employer that might be watching this video, it might come in handy for them?
I'm a qualified bricklayer. Like I said, I do carpentry. You can't even see joins. I've done all oak flooring in a flat the last time I was well. I've done all the floors, the skirting boards. I put the inner door frames in, outer door frames, all the what's it called? I forget the name now, but the architrave that goes around the doors. Yeah, and it was so good. It was unbelievable.
There is an employer watching, or anyone that wants to help you. How could they get into contact with you?
It would have been mobile phone, but phones.
Are you always at the same spot here?
Yeah, I'm always at the same spot. So my next thing would be to get a mobile phone again, a cheap phone, like £5. Even the contact phone what I had, someone's nicked the contact phone, and I'm laughing because that's tapped by whoever it is from the prison. Okay. So I see who follows that one.
And so finally, also I want to ask you that, you know, when you're out on the street and you see a lot of people just walking past you, how does that make you feel when the people they don't even look at you?
It makes me want to help and like pull them all together. Even if I could pull them all together, let's do something meaningful to earn money. There's nothing to do, you know. Even if he's like, I've done rehab before. Like I said, it's a base. We've got a bed. There's other people to talk to. A cup of coffee, people, a TV room, and that's it. That's what you need. So there's a house with a TV room, and then the rooms. Then they can just sit in their bed or come and watch telly, or go and make a coffee. That's enough, you know.
And finally, for the people that are watching this, what message would you have for people out there? Is there anything you want them to know?
Stay away from drugs, definitely, and never think the day you have is a good day because you've got loads of drugs, because after that day you've got with loads of drugs and even the people around you, you wake up in the morning, you're having nothing. So have control, you know. If you can do something, get something, go home, you know, keep that home is the main thing. When you get paid, pay your rent. That's the most important thing. And then when that day you get your dole check, pay your rent, get your food, bam, that's done. Then any other time you feel is like just socialising with other people in the same situation, you know.
All right, thank you very much.